Shop my stash, shop my stash, shop my stash. This is Swedish money. Niklas came home because we actually won on Bingolotto, which is something that you kind of, it's like a lottery game, it's a TV thing, and every single year, like every single Swede play the day before Christmas, and Niklas and I, we won, we got bingo! I got bingo, he didn't. So we won 100 Swedish crowns, and then he bought something, came home, he bought something for me that I asked him to purchase, came home, gave me this, and I was like, I don't want it, because this was the leftovers. And I was like, I don't want this. And he was like, well, I don't want it, so it's yours. And I was like, no, älskling, I don't want it. Älskling is honey, by the way. Hun, or babe, or, you know, whatever. And I was like, no, I don't want it. He didn't want it. So, here it is. Imagine that. It used to be people arguing about, like, who's gonna get the money. Now we're arguing about who's gonna get the money, but in a completely different way. So, welcome back. It's time for another Shop My Stash. If you're new here, this is where we reminisce. This is my current basket, and this is, or rotation. I have this little roller wagon. I don't know what it's called, but Niklas is actually on his way to the grocery store. He's gonna pick up a package for me that I placed, or I purchased from IKEA. I can put up a picture on how it looks, and I'm gonna put all my makeup into there because this I purchased secondhand at work. These thingies are way too small, so I wanted something that was a little bit taller because my makeup kind of falls out, my eyeshadow palettes doesn't stack, and it's just giving me lots of stress. So, purchased one, I purchased the black one. But we're gonna start off with my empties. I finished up this Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This is hella expensive. This is like maybe $100, maybe $80 or $90. Somewhere between around that. So I will not repurchase it because I'm not rich, but I did enjoy it. I also don't know if I featured this in my last rotation. This is from LMS. Why? How can I say that this is empty? It's not empty. Bad job, Paulina, bad job. I will, however, declare it as empty. I love it. I have 2 backups. And then I finished up this Jouer, here it is. This is the Jouer lip balm. This is, however, empty, as you can tell. And then a final empty, I finished this one up in 2021. So this is not an empty of 2020, but I have been working on this loose powder from Too Faced for such a long time. This is finally empty. As you can tell, I used up every single bit of it, and I am so proud. So let's get into the makeup that I have been enjoying and using this time around. I for sure know that this blush is from Milani. It's a good thing that I know that it's from Milani. Anyway, this is what it looks like. I have obviously hit pan on it. And I am so sorry, but this is so beautiful on camera, but I don't enjoy it in real life because I love this pinky shade, but on my skin, it just turns, let's see if I can show it to you guys. So here it's pink. Doesn't really work. But anyway, it turns up peach on my skin, and that peach is not a shade that I enjoy. So I'm going to let this go because if I don't enjoy it now, I'm not going to. So that is being recycled actually. This foundation I did not enjoy either. I don't know what it is about this foundation. It's so thick while it still like blobs up on my skin. So I will actually keep this in and try it with another serum foundation. No, primer. And if I don't use it then, or if I don't like it then, I will declutter this as well. We did, however, get lots of use. I used this one so much. This is the Pretty Fresh from ColourPop, and as you can see, like I still have product left in here, but this is getting low, and I'm working on 3 foundations right now. I actually got a DM from someone asking me like, what would be your recommendation if I wanted to start my product pan? And I was like, well, my first recommendation is not to work on too many things at the same time, like for instance, that is in the same category. So not 3 foundation at the same time, I specifically said. And she was like, okay, because I have 3 foundations in. And I was like, take 1 out, take 2 out. Anyway, it's not like I'm hardcore panning them. It's just that I know that within time, they will be gone and out from my collection. I so enjoyed having this from Natasha Denona in, and someone, I can't remember who it was, actually told me to mix these 2, or that they mixed these 2, and it just gave a little bit more of a subtle glow, no subtle blush, but still this gave it so much glow. It's just hard to explain, so I really enjoyed it. Another highlight or blush or bronzer, I mean, that I loved was having this in. This was my favorite. This was by far my favorite, and I used this shade the most. I just think it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's everything that I want it to be. I think I used this a couple of times as well, but I mainly just stuck with these, and yeah, I'm so excited. I'm also so happy that I put this LA Girl Pro Conceal in, and I use this as my bronzer, my cream bronzer. And I have to say, OM to the freaking Lord, how beautiful this is on your skin. Oh, if you have sort of the same sort of shimmer, no, if you have the same sort of skin tone as me, definitely I recommend. I have the shade Medium Bisque. This was definitely the, whoops, this was definitely a time of pigments. I know it's a mess in here. This is always how it goes. So I have a lot of lip products in here. Can I just out myself a little bit? So someone commented when I was picking this pigment out, and as you can see, it says Pig. So I was like, this is the pigment Pig from NYX. And then someone commented and was like,
I'm not sure that that is the shade Pig. I just think that the Pig stands for pigment and that the shade is something else.
And I wrote back,
no, the shade is called Pig.
And then I deleted my comment like instantly, so I don't hope this person saw it. And I was like, she's probably right because I'm stupid. So I looked it up, and yes, it is Vegas, baby. I'm so stupid, but I didn't use this. Long rant about that. I did, however, use my pigment Candy Cane a couple of times from Sample Beauty, hope you can see. And then Salma. I loved Candy Cane, and oh, I used this from Blush Tribe as well. And that is up or is not up, I don't know. But this shade, I just have to recommend this shade from Berry M. This is the Eye Foil in the shade Heat. Oh my god, this was just beautiful. It has a pink shift to it. Just stunning. Let's talk about our eyeshadow palettes. Obviously, we love Amrezy. Amrezy is Bay. Ooh, we want to put our looks on the side. This time around, I feel like I've combined a lot of palettes, but we did get some progress on this palette. So I posted a picture on my Instagram, but here you can see that I got pan, and we got pan there. Someone asked me like, how have you done it? And I was like, consistent use, hun. That's it, consistent use. So since I always pick out so many eyeshadow palettes, I feel like I'm not gonna have 50 looks up with each and every palette, but I'm at least gonna have 2 with every one, because it's just been 2 weeks since I uploaded my last Shop My Stash. Well, okay, it's not been that. The thing is, I'm trying to not cut back. I'm trying to catch up. So I'm recording this video, but I'm uploading it maybe half a week to a week later, just so you will get some of the tutorials with, for instance, Amrezy and the other palettes that I have recorded with, and this palette, for instance, so that it's gonna be while this rotation is still fresh. So it's been about 2 weeks when I film it, but it's not gonna be 2 weeks when you see this video. Hope that makes sense. I used this a couple of times as well, and I really enjoyed it. And this is the Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette, which is my favorite from Juvia's. We also used our Urban Decay Moondust palette, which was so much fun. We did some progress on Lightyear, on Spectre, and on Lithium. Those were the shades that I used this time around. I don't think I have a look with the Soft Glam palette. However, I did use it like a companion palette, but I never listed it like a companion palette because I know that I, for instance, dipped into Burnt Orange a couple of times and Tempera and Cypress Umber, I think, but I don't think I ever listed it because it was just so little. I can't remember if I used the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette 2 times or only 1 time, but I do know for sure that I used it 1 time and I used this. Did I use that or did I use a pigment? I might have used a pigment if I'm gonna be honest. Can't remember. But this is a gorgeous palette, it's beautiful. And then our last eyeshadow palette was the Corte Rosa from Sigma, which I used a couple of times as well. I used it in combination with some of my pigments, and I used it, yeah, a couple of times, and it's just stunning. My favorite highlight, I'm just gonna say this before we start changing up our makeup, is this time around this palette from Anastasia. This is the Gleam palette, and I just thought that this was so much fun to use because the shades are a little bit more subtle. I just loved it. It was so much fun to use this, so I for sure want to keep this in more times. But that's that. Let's jump and hop into some new makeup products. I'm seeing this in reverse and it's pretty hard actually. But anyway, I put everything back and I thought this is going there. I put everything back and I thought that we would start off with primers. I never got rid of my Ren primer because actually this was in my last rotation, if you saw that. But I think that this could work out. I'm wondering if it is one of my serums that's peeling. However, I want to I want to keep in this one. This is one of my newest primers. This is from Elemis. This is the Superfood Primer. I'm a little bit tired. Then I was so kindly gifted this. This is my favorite primer from Illamasqua. I don't know how many of these I've gone through. 3 or 4, 2 or 3 maybe. Can't remember. But this, as you can see, it's like brand new. I've just waited to put it in one of my Shop My Stash. I love this. So I know how this is going to react. And I got this from the same person who gifted me this foundation. So I'm gonna put that in a bit. I think I'm gonna have a longer rotation this time around, and that is only because I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I want to test out. But maybe I should just not do that. I tried to squeeze all the air out this one, and as you can see, I mean, we still have a lot left. I'm just gonna put some air in it again, but I'm gonna put this one in as well, in case the LMS one doesn't really work out for me. Then, as I said, we were going to take this foundation from Illamasqua and see if we can make it work this time around. I find it to be so hard to film this area. My foundation collection has grown, as you can see. So, what I want to do this time, I want to put in my newest one. This is from Nude Sticks. This is obviously way too light for me, but I want to test it out. Putting it in my new basket. I'm wondering if I should work a little bit on my dose. I'm gonna put this in because I'm trying to work on this and 2 other ones. And in my last rotation, I had the Too Faced one that I'm trying to work on. In this rotation, we had the Colourpop one. So let's take the dose. Maybe should we take a 3rd one? And then maybe one that is just a smidge too dark because our Nude Sticks one is too light. No, I want to take one of my favorites. This is the Ardell Camouflage foundation. And yeah, onto concealers. I know it might be a little bit hard to see everything, but I'm doing my best. I want to take just a little break from my Too Faced concealer. I feel like I've been using it so much, and I actually, yeah, it's not that important for me to finish it up. This is why I like to do Shop My Stash instead of Product Pan. Even though I have it in my unofficial Product Pan and I do want to finish it up, it is still nice for me because then I don't have to worry about finishing it up or making progress on it. I can just take it out and I can take my time with it. It doesn't have to be finished super quick. So, new makeup, Nude Sticks concealer. This I absolutely want to try. I have actually been using it quite a lot. That's a lie. I have been using it for a couple of days. Also want to take my Tarte concealer because it's been such a long time since I used it. And I'm also gonna take this Makeup Revolution concealer just to deepen it up. And I think both of those are pretty, they have a lot of coverage, but yeah, that's gonna be enough for this time. The light is so off here and I do apologize for that. It's a lot of new makeup this time around. We have been focusing on a lot of older products, so this time I actually don't feel bad having a lot of new makeup because I have been focusing so much on older products. But I do have these 2 new blushes from Nude Sticks. Not this one. Here they are. So we have Bareback and Naughty and Spice. I bought most of the products that I'm showing you right now. I bought in my haul that I did in collaboration with Look Fantastic. So you can find all of these products there in case you were interested. But this is just the way they look and I think that they are super pretty. And then I also want to take a powder because I haven't really said it out loud this year, but one of my goals this year is to use more of my powder products, and if I don't end up liking them or the way they look on my skin, then I will declutter them. And with that I mean mostly for my blushes. So I kind of want to see about these Kaleidos ones. So this, which one is this? This is the Rose. I feel like we had some rosier shades, so let's look at this. Whoops, which was a peach. Yes, this I want to take because I feel like this is super pretty, and you can also mix it in with this one. So this is just the Lo-Fi Peach Duo Blusher. Very pretty. That was 3 blushes, and then I kind of been missing this one. This is Quickie from Milk. I have, or I think this could be a look. Just stunning. So I'm gonna have that in this time around as well. So as I said last time, my collection here is just growing. This is the highlighter part. I was enjoying this Anastasia palette that I talked about, so maybe we should take this. This is the Sugar palette. And that one just looks like that. Oh, damn, we're pretty deep in that shade. Can you see that? I don't think we can do any pan, but I do think that we can make some great use in this palette, or I can at least use it. I'm not gonna do any significant thing, but we can use her. So I will take her. Let's take this. This is the Kaleidos Prophecy highlight. It's gorgeous. I want to take some of my favorites. So I want to take my Pixie Glowy Gossamer Duo. The thing is that I have been like, oh, I shouldn't use this because what if I use it up? But then I've just been like, no, Polana, you can't purchase it again because you already have so many. But you know what? I could actually see myself repurchasing this for a third time. And then I also really want to use my Amrezy highlight from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just find her to be absolutely stunning. So those are the highlights that I'm gonna go with for this rotation. You know what? I usually add in, so sorry. I usually add in another highlight from Kaleidos that is a fun kind of pop of color just to have in my inner corner. So I will do that, and I think I'm gonna take Moon Cruiser because I kind of know some of the palettes that I'm gonna take this time around. Just some, I don't know all of them. Just some newer palettes that I have. And she has a beautiful like lilac-y tone, so I'm taking Moon Cruiser as well. So here we have my bronzer and oops. So here we have my bronzer and powder drawer, and it feels so nice. Last year we finished up 2 bronzers. This year we finished up a loose powder, so it's getting airy, and we also decluttered quite a few. Anyway, if you saw my video where I fixed some makeup, you saw, oops, that I fixed the Natasha Denona Sculpting Glow palette. I haven't opened it since, and that was only yesterday, so we're gonna see how she looks. She's whole. So if you didn't see that video, this shade, this highlight was broken, and she also fell out. So this palette I'm gonna take, and you might be a little bit confused. Oh, wow, that looks disgusting. Oh, okay, it's powder highlight in it. That is a cream, and I thought that I would try and use that this time around for my cream bronzer and just see how I like it. I might use this shade as a setting shade, and then I'm also working on my Anastasia palette that I've been working on, my contour palette that I've been working on for a year now, a full year, but it's okay. I'm just taking my time. We do have a bronzer in here, but I'm not too sure that I'm gonna use that bronzer too much. And then I'm wondering which other bronzer we should add in. So I kind of want to have 2 different options, and I feel like all my bronzers kind of look the same now that I think about it. I want to put in this bronzer. I love her. This is the Oliver Take Home the Bronze, and I just think that this is an incredible bronzer, but then also I could actually finish this one up this year if I just give it some time. And then I'm wondering about this one. Maybe I'm gonna take Tawny from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a little bit different from Oliver. And then for loose powder, I know I haven't cleaned here. Please don't look. We haven't used our Beauty Bakery one in a while, so let's take her. I'm not gonna have any other powder. So before we dabble into eyeshadow palettes, we're gonna skip lip products this time around as well. I've never heard any one of you say that you like to see when I pick out lip products, so we can do it from time to time, but for now I'm just gonna not do it this time around. I'm just gonna keep the same products, maybe add in another nude or something. But I was so kindly gifted this and then some other products from a lovely subscriber. So I of course want to use this. This is the shade Dragonfly, and if you're unaware, this is Natasha Denona's Chromiums liquid eyeshadows. I actually saw that Look Fantastic got these, so I might have, when you see this, have ordered the shade Scarab, but I'm not certain. So Dragonfly, we're just gonna open her up. give her a minute. And, oop, do you see that? That's peach. And that's like a reddish pink. Peach, reddish. Can you focus? Okay, well, it doesn't want to focus, so just ignore it. But it is a beautiful shade, so I do want to keep that in. For other pigments, let's see here. We have our pigments. Can you tell that I'm like obsessed with pigments at the minute? Oh, this is so pretty. One of these I want to have in. I don't remember which it is. Okay, here we have Gemini and Eyeshadow. Oh, both are pretty. So both have a great green base. I want to keep Eyeshadow. I'm going to use both of them. They are from Blush Tribe and you can no longer purchase them. I also want to put in this Tamitinuka pigment. This is a Fleeting Vision. I just have a 1 milliliter. Wait, let me put these back. Let's see. Jasmine and Aisha. I'm gonna put Genie back. They are a bit more up my color story. Oh, and I'm just taking on the side here, I'm taking my H&M liner. I really just want to do a super neutral crease with a pink liner. So let's hope I can do that. I'm also having my Summer Beauty pigments on the side. I'm also just gonna be super boring. I'm gonna put this in. This is just my backup, and I know it is that my primer is gonna run out, so I'm gonna put this in. And let's go to here. Let's see if we can pick something here. I did order 3 new liquid eyeshadows from Beauty Bay because they were kind of on sale, and I just tried and take the shades that I thought was very pretty. This is so pretty. This is Sea Siren. Let me see how she looks. Wow. This is from Stila. This is gonna be added. And when I'm doing this, I don't necessarily force myself to use all of these products. It's just to inspire me. And I feel inspired to take this from Barium. This is the Holographic eyeshadow topper. This is in the shade Supernova. This on top of a green eyeshadow is magical. You could even take this on top of a black. You want to see what it looks like, you say? Okay, wait a minute. So here we have a black, and let me just, I took a little bit on my finger. Do you see that? Ooh, yeah, baby. So you're here today, I'm here today, and I thought that we would pick out some palette. I don't know if I'm gonna take all these palettes, but I thought that we would just pick a few and see where we'll end up. And I obviously want to use my pumpkin spice palette from Too Faced. I've only used this when I'm filming this Shop My Stash video. I've only used it once, and obviously I want to get to know her. I want to see what she can do for me. So she is gonna be added in. Ooh, let's see if I can grab her. Ooh, 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 ooh. Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. I already know I'm gonna put this one in. I think that this is so beautiful, and I'm also having some ColourPop palettes on my way, so I might have to put in some of those. So I might only be able to do like one look with all of the palettes that I'm picking, but maybe I'll add in some other palettes next time, or I'm not sure. I also really want to put in my Melt Gemini palette because I find all of these shades so stinking beautiful, and I think that it's such an amazing, beautiful palette that deserves to be used a little bit more. And then we have this that people forced me to purchase. I have used this, everyone says that it is a dupe for Barb, and I mean, oops, sorry. And I mean, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's not the same formula that I love. So it's just like, and I'm mad at Juvia's. I'm gonna put this back, but I might wanna have the Sashimi palette in. What's it called that? Sashimi, yes, from Kaleidos, because I think that it's stunning, and I kind of also want to get to know this palette a little bit more because I am very iffy about that formula. Oh, I kind of want to put this NARS palette in as well. I think it's stunning, all that I want right now. Let's move and see what other palette we want to use. So we're gonna go to my drawer. I'm gonna move the Natasha Denona palette, and these are on top because we obviously just used them. Maybe we should just go all out with a new makeup. I got this Sailor Moon palette a few months ago and I still haven't used her, but I really want to because I find, is that a glitter? It's like, I don't know, it's like half glitter. What is it with my camera today? Here you can see, so it is like half glitter and half like a Super Shock Shadow formula, and that I can kind of get behind. I do like these shades on top and some of the other shades in here, and I feel like I can mix this with some other palettes. So I'm gonna put her in. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it like that. So we have Sailor Moon, Gemini, Sashimi, Naked Reloaded, Too Faced, NARS, and then I'm probably gonna get my ColourPop palettes tomorrow, and I'm gonna use the ones that I have time for. The ones that I don't have time for, we can take next time or whenever. So that is all from me today. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!